looking at my thumbnail where I took the picture like this, and I was like, is that really what I look like? Holy cow. It's so weird. Anyways, hello everyone, and I don't know when you're gonna be watching this stream, if it's even gonna stay up. I may actually, I don't know, just depending on how this goes and what I talk about, I may delete this, but hopefully I'll be able to stay on track. What I wanted to talk about is something that I wish I would have done when I first started even my very first business, my very first business that I failed. I know now, looking back, I actually would have. Who knows? Because when you go back, you can't really tell, the future, right? You don't know, and on hindsight, I could have, would have, should have, right? But I'm just saying, like, looking back, my very first business that I failed, I think that I wouldn't have failed had I just set clear expectations with my clients from the very beginning. Like, hey, we can't go more than 2, 3 weeks if you're gonna do this haircut, and bring them in often. And also my prices. See, I think what happened is I'm a people pleaser, and I wanted people to like me. And I think that the dog grooming business draws that kind of personality because I know a lot of people are like that. Like, not we're just naturally people pleasers, usually dog groomers, and we like dogs. We feel like more comfortable around dogs than people. We It's just that kind of type of personality, eager to please, right? And so, um, even with the prices, I priced my I, instead of thinking how much do I need to run a profitable business, I was thinking how little can I charge where they'll still like me, you know? Um, and then what happened is, as I started struggling more and more because I'm taking too long on the dogs, because I'm not setting clear boundaries, and I'm not setting clear expectations. I'm I was always too nice, or not too nice, like too uncomfortable to even tell an owner that their dog misbehaved during the groom. I would be too scared to tell them because I was afraid that if I told somebody that their dog misbehaved while I was grooming them, I was afraid that they might think that I did something to the dog that caused them to misbehave. And I was afraid of well, what did you do? Did you do something to hurt him? Like, were you rough? What happened? Like, so I just wouldn't say anything. But that not only does that not help, it's not, it bit me in the ass later on, because when I finally had to tell the client, hey, your dog behaves like this, it kind of seemed like it was out of nowhere. And usually I was too uncomfortable to say anything until What's up, Alan Powell? I say he's not a big fan of having his nails done. He went full Cujo on me. Okay, cool. I'll allow that. What's up, Alan? But anyways, yeah, I was afraid to tell people, like how their dog actually behaved during the groom, because I thought that they wouldn't like me, or they would think that I was a bad guy or something like that. And I wanted people to like me so bad. And it's like, wait a minute, I never even thought to stop to think, like, why, like, and here's the thing. Um, had I charged more and had people, my clients, come in more often, they actually would have been happy with me. When I went out of business and I closed my doors, um, oh, what is this? Interesting. Well, oh my goodness. Okay, I guess I gotta go. My daughter's emailing me about something. I got off of Facebook, and maybe I have to get back on so my daughter can use the Oculus. I don't know. Anyways, so I'm off Facebook. You know what? Okay, let's just go off left field. You know me. All right. So about a month ago, I I fell in love with someone that who turned out to be a complete liar. She lied about everything pretty much. I mean, she didn't lie about her kids. She did have kids, and I love her kids. And like I fell in love with her kids. But anyways, it was the longest week of my life, and a big red flag should have been like within a few days of us talking, and everything happened so fast, and it's almost like she knew exactly what to say to me. Like, and so it was like it was almost too perfect. And I was just thinking like this is me being scared and expecting things to turn out bad. I was like, I always do that. Let's not do that. Let's just, because the opposite could be true. This could possibly be true love, right? And so, um, a big red flag for me was she texted me while I was working, I love you. And so I texted her back, I think I could love you, right? Because I'm just trying to be honest. And then we got in a big fight. It was like a really big fight, and like she was like threatening to walk away from the whole thing. And I was just like, what's going on? Like I was just being honest. So that should have been a big red flag, but it was just me constantly trying to not make mistakes. And it was, again, it was like walking on eggshells. Like I was in trouble all like the whole time. Like every I didn't get any sleep that week, and I kept trying to come home to my dogs. I kept telling her, and so I would come home in the morning, early in the morning, after not getting any sleep because we're arguing and then making up. And I realized after a few days of this was not just one argument and patch up and we make up and we move on. This was, she enjoyed this. It seemed like she enjoyed this roller coaster ride where we're fighting every night, and I'm not getting any sleep, and I got a physical job. I got to work the next day. So I'm leaving her house like 6, 7, 8 in the morning, coming to my house, walking my dogs in the morning, feeding them and brushing them a little bit, giving them some attention. And like, I'm really sorry, guys. I got to go to work. Go to work. At work, she's just messaging me and everything, and I'm just like getting annoyed and irritated. But I'm thinking, okay, this is what you do with everyone. I'm so good with just surface level relationships. If you're a stranger, oh man, I can just get along with people so well with their strangers. But as at the moment I start to feel like, we're starting to make a real connection here. They might not be a stranger anymore. We might start being friends. Walls come up. I start guarding myself because I don't want to get hurt. So I was like, this is what I'm doing. Don't do that. Like, let's just try to be open, to someone else, and let's try to be a more understanding, things like that. Um, and so it just ended up where I'm doing everything there. So I took my laptop over there. I took my Oculus because I had an Oculus as well as my daughter's. And then and like my kung fu outfits. I had a red and black kung fu outfit I was wearing for work. Plus, a lot of my clothes, a lot of my nice clothes that I liked, I took over there because I was gonna do my laundry. Because, okay, again, I was like, I gotta go home and do my laundry. I gotta get home. I gotta leave. It's like I couldn't get out of there. Like, and the moment I would leave, it's like she would try to, it was crazy. So, um, I was there, and then I had my laundry there. I had my Oculus there. I had my AirPods. I had to buy a new AirPods. A lot of stuff there. A lot of stuff. And then it got really crazy and violent, and I got scared. I got so scared, and I ran out of there. And especially her kids are there. Like I didn't. Oh man, I don't like to fight around kids or anything like that. It's just like I'm out of here. I ran out of there. I didn't walk. I ran. But then in the excitement, in the commotion, I realized I just ran out of that house, and all my stuff is in there. So I was like, can I at least go inside and get my laptop? And it got crazy. I'm not gonna get into it. I got scared and I ran away. And I just told her, keep the stuff, burn it. I don't care. It's like there's just things. I don't value things. That's why I use things, because I don't value them. You know, I value people, and that's why I never try to use people because I value people. I value people, not things, and use things, not people, right? And Those are all just things. My clothes, my laptop, my Oculus, all that stuff. It's just things, you know. So I was thinking, this is the universe just telling me to let it go. You know, just learn to let things go. So I told her, you can keep it, you can burn it, you can sell it. I don't care. I'm done. I was like, and I don't ever want to have that stuff around to remind me of you. You know. And this was just like last month. And so then I couldn't believe that somebody would contact me, message me on Facebook, and try to start a relationship with me, all based on lies. I even asked her, if you have to be fake to get something, do you really even want it? Why would you want something if you have to be fake to get it? You know, I just don't understand that mentality. You know, and so I yeah, I started to see it every, you know, kind of like when you get a new car or something, you start seeing it everywhere. You know, I started seeing liars and two-faced and people I couldn't trust everywhere. It started like, and I didn't, all of a sudden I felt so scared. I felt like I didn't know who I could trust. I didn't know who was who. I didn't know what was what anymore. I felt so confused and so scared. I felt terrified, to be honest with you, that somebody could actually be like that in real life. And then I met them. I met one of them, you know. So I got so angry, and I at the world, at myself. I felt so angry at myself for, again, you know, allowing myself to fall for something like that. And so fall for someone again. Oh man, I even told her that I'm not looking for a relationship at all. You know. Anyways, so once that happened, I started doing a lot of I deleted my Facebook account, which is why right now it's like my daughter's, you know, I maybe I have to, or maybe I'll just talk to my ex and see if she can log on to her, connected with her Facebook account, and so I can stay off Facebook. 'Cause I'm really scared. Um, I didn't know people could do that. I didn't know people could find out about you and listen. And she listened to my podcast episodes, especially the ones about where I opened up about my divorce and my depression. She knew what to say to me, guys. Like, why do you think I fell? And also, okay, I'll take responsibility. I fell for it so easily because I got to be honest. As embarrassing as it is, I am desperate for love. I guess. I mean, you know, I mean, what? How else would you explain it? I mean, you know, as soon as the opportunity came, even though I was like, oh, this is ruining my life, I know it. Oh, but this is true love. It could possibly be, you know. Sorry, I tried, but okay. So here's what happened. Then I started getting angry at the world, and I wanted to just, you know, I wanted to just hide. And so I started going into the woods more often. I got off social media. I just kept going into the woods and you know, um, trying to learn how to survive on my own and everything. And I was just like, fuck the world, you know? I was angry for a while. And now I'm just now calming down, guys. I'm just now kind of calming down. And now that I'm like calmed down, and I'm thinking about it a little bit more rationally. And when I think about it, when I try to think about it more objectively, a little more logically, in the world, there's billions of people. And when you think about it, when there's billions of people, when there's that many people, a small percentage of them are gonna be, you know, kind of crazy and liars and willing to lie to somebody, and you know, and I just met one of them. That's all, you know, and nobody else is responsible for that. Nobody else. It's nobody else's fault. It's just that one person, you know. And I was lashing out, and I was firing a lot of my clients. I fired 16, I think. I lost count, but it's close to 20. I fired a lot of my clients. I'm still, you know, I mean, a lot of people, when they hear that, like, oh no, are you in trouble? I was for a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I was for a little bit because I walked away from those clients. I was firing them and walking away and packing up and just driving off, you know, and just telling them, don't ever call me again. I'm done. And I think a lot of it was because I was burnt out. I was working so much. I went through that week where I got very little sleep that entire week. It was just a crazy week. I got burned really bad. My heart got really broken, and I got scared. So a lot of this happened. And I started firing people because I felt like they were being fake too. And I felt like anybody that was being fake and phony with me, fake nice, hey Jane, we're family. Oh, we're family, really? Can I come over for dinner? No? Okay, you're fired. It was like that. Um, and a lot of people I cursed at in the beginning because I was really angry. And so I would curse at them and I was laughing and just I thought it was so witty and I thought it was so funny because I'm an asshole. I even acknowledged it when I was laughing. I caught myself like, only an asshole would laugh this much and enjoy it this much, what I just did. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm an asshole. And I am, but I was angry at that time, so it was a little harder for me to control that asshole. And I do usually do very well controlling it and hiding it, but when I was very emotional and just it was raw and I was angry, I fired a lot of people that I kind of regret. But I can't go back and say sorry now. I burned that bridge, right? And again, the reason why I wanted to start this video is because I have a day off today. I have to work tomorrow all week. Um, Actually, next week I'm flying to Daytona Beach. And they told me I could talk about it. But Charlie, that really crazy Shih Tzu that I went down to Orlando to groom a few times. They came up here a few times, but then ever since the coronavirus hit, I haven't groomed her. And they have been trying, but she's I don't know if you guys have watched the video, but she's a different she's a different story. I mean, I know aggressive dogs, there's way to work around them. I know. These owners know too, and they tried so many different dog trainers, dog behaviorists, vets, groomers. All several groomers have told them over the phone and meeting them, oh yeah, I can do it. Don't worry. And then they're like, I'm sorry, we can't. And I even almost said, like, wow, this is really, I don't know. But, anyways, yeah, next week I'm going, no, is it next week? Yeah, I think it is. But, anyways, so I'm busy. Um, it's just by firing all those people. Now I'm not working till 9 p.m. I'm not working 7 days a week. I have some time now to take care of my own dogs, to take care of my own needs, to refresh and renew my soul, my spirit, so I don't get burned out. And I think that was what happened. A lot. It was just a perfect storm. But had I been had I been clear and set clear expectations with my clients, with my house call grooming clients, that this business that I started 7 years ago, had I been uh, confident enough, bold enough, you know, brave enough to just say this and this and this is how it's gonna be if you want me to be your groomer. It's gonna have to be every 3 to 4 weeks, and this is gonna have to be the price. And, are you okay with that? Because if you're not, maybe we shouldn't waste each other's time, you know? And if I had only been brave enough to have those conversations right at the beginning, those difficult conversations, had I just did that in the beginning, I wouldn't have went these 7 years building up resentment towards people secretly, you know? And that's the reason why I think it was bothering me so much that people were being so fake with me, because I was being fake and I didn't like that about myself. I'd say, yeah, it's okay, when really I meant, no, it's not okay, you know? And I would say like, oh, well, like it's all right. We don't have to raise the price. When really it's like, no, we really need to raise the price. Like this is not motivating for me. This is way too much work and not enough payoff. If I would have just, you know, been clear and honest from the beginning, because I wanted to avoid that discomfort, I blew up. And all it took was one rough relationship that lasted 1 week. I mean, if you really look at it, now that I'm actually talking about it, wow, it's kind of shameful, that that's all it took to break me. One one crazy relationship that lasted 1 week. Yeah, I lost a lot of time, a heartache, material possessions, money. I lost a lot. but I did gain a really good experience, really good lesson at 40 years old. How long was I gonna go continuing to be naive? I need to be a little more wise to how people are. I mean, yes, people, deserve help, but there are some people who don't, right? Let's just be honest. But yeah, I mean, that's what happened, and but I stopped after like the first few people that I fired, and I cussed them out and everything. I cursed, and you know, I talked to one of my friends about what was going on, and he told me, June, no one's the villain in their own story. He was like, even had you fired them professionally and you did everything by the book and you did it right, you still would have been the bad guy in their mind. In their own story, you're still the bad guy. It's not their fault. It's your fault. You're the bad guy. And you know. So he was like, why give them any more reason? You're just giving them more fuel, more ammunition, and you're just confirming in their mind, yeah, you're the bad guy because look at you. You're cursing and you're behaving like that. So I was like, yeah, you're right. Even if I do it the right way, if there is a right way to do it, but even if I did do it very tactfully, I'm still going to be the bad guy. They're still going to be upset with me. Like, why give them more to be upset with? Why volunteer that? So then I started doing it more tactfully and firing people and just letting them know we're done. There's lots of different reasons why. I'm not going to get into each one, but it wasn't like I was just shooting like a madman into a crowd with a machine gun. I was sniping people. These are people that for years I had been building up this resentment, and it was my fault. Again, I should have made things clear from the beginning. Just like how I started this stream, had I made the expectations clear and said what I needed, what I wanted, honestly, no matter how it makes me look to others, this is what I need to sustain my business. Or if had I done that, I probably wouldn't have failed that business, right? And had I had the nerve to do that with my house call business when I came back to Georgia 7 years ago and I started this, but you got to understand. Well, you don't have to understand shit, but let me just explain that when I moved back to Georgia from Arizona, um, I was borrowing money from my mom to pay for the budget truck. Like I was completely wiped out, guys, emotionally, financially. Just my spirit was broken. I was just a broken man. And when I came back and moved back here into my mom's place, I started calling around to try to get my old stocking job back at the liquor store. I try to do any kind of work. I didn't it's not about my ego. I got a family. I got two daughters. I was like, I need to get back on my feet and get some money in my hands so I can pay for groceries. Like I gotta feed my family. I gotta get out of this hole that we're in, that I put us in. So at that time when I started this business 7 years ago, this house call business of mine, I was just trying to I was grateful for anything. I would have scrubbed people's sewer tanks for them. Like I would have done anything. I would have cleaned out their chimneys if they asked me to. I've never done stuff like that before, but I would have figured it out. I was just happy to get work 7 years ago when I had to start back over and I failed at everything. Um, and so that's kind of why. And I'm not trying to justify it, but I am just trying to understand it for myself, even. Why was I so reluctant to have those difficult conversations with people right from the beginning? Hey, this is how it is. Take it or leave it. Because I was scared they would leave it. I was scared if I said that, they would leave it. And then I'd be like, oh, like, and Walmart won't hire me. I already went and applied. Walmart won't call me back. Like, fuck, what do I do? But I'm glad I stuck with it. And I'm glad I'm glad I made it to where I am now, where I can fire almost 20 people and I still have work and I'm not in trouble. I'm glad I made it to this point, but it took 7 years, and also it took a lot of going through a lot of difficulties. But I just want to save someone the trouble. If I can share this, and save another groomer, a young up and coming groomer, maybe starting their own salon or something, starting their own business, if I can save you the 7 years, I've been grooming 10 years, so if you count the first failure of the first shop and everything, I mean, if I can save you 10 years of hardship and difficulty and failure, then it's worth sharing, right? Like, I know it's hard, and I know that the chance of people saying, well, you're too difficult to work with. You're requiring me to schedule with you every 3, 4 weeks, and you're charging that much, and you're also coming into my house and using my electricity and my water, and you're using my space. There's practically no overhead for you, and look at the piece of shit car you drive, 2015. It's 2015. I used to say 2016. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I wasn't trying to. I mean, like that, like a year makes a difference. I wasn't trying to make it seem like it was a better car than it is. I literally thought it was 2016. That's how little I care about. I mean, I love the car. It gets me where but it's a 2015 Corolla. But yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, having the guts to look him in the face and say, yeah, that's what I'm asking for, and that's what I need if we're gonna do business together. You know, and then inside you're please say yes, please say it, please, you're sweating, but don't show them that, just be like, is it hot in here? You know what I'm saying? But inside you're like, oh snap, please say yes, because I got 2 kids at home. But being willing to walk away and say, okay, well, if that's not going to work for you, let's just walk away and not waste 5 to 7 years of each other's time, secretly building up resentment towards each other, but not saying anything until finally it blows up. Let's not do that, if I could just save someone the trouble and just, hey, just get it over with and just do it. Hey, here's the thing. But I'm struggling and I need clients and I need the business. I can't afford to do that right now. I'll do that later when I'm busy. That's what I said, and that's why I paid the price. You know what I'm saying? And here's what I say now to my younger me, if I could try to talk some sense into the younger me, and I know there's no talking sense in the younger me. He's too hard headed. If I could travel back in time and try to talk myself out of a lot of stuff I said, it would be a wasted trip. That's why I'm trying to go back in time and save other people, because hopefully you're smarter than me and you're wiser than me and you'll actually listen. But seriously, if you're already struggling, is my point. You're already struggling, right? Because you're saying, but I'm struggling. What if they say no, I need that business. I can't afford that. My point is you're already struggling, bro. You're already struggling, you know? So be willing to go through it now while you're struggling. And then as things get better and better, and you start getting one person to say yes, they'll say, okay, I'm willing to give it a try. And then you show up and you deliver, you over deliver on your promise. You go that extra mile and you really impress, you do a remarkable job, right? And Seth Godin defines a remarkable job as a job that's worth making a remark over, worth remarking over. So anyways, you do that, right? And then they'll take you by the hand and they will introduce you to people that you never could have had contact with. And that's true in my case too. And so then you start getting more and more clientele, you start getting busier and busier, and then guess what? Now you're doing well. And because you established the boundaries and the expectations clearly in the beginning of the relationship, now 5, 7 years into it, you're not in my situation where you're, you know, feeling guilty and feeling bad because you fired a bunch of people and you did it rudely and you did it angrily and you've cursed at some people, and burned a lot of bridges. Hopefully you won't end up in my shoes because you did the difficult work in the beginning. You weren't a coward like I was. You were brave, and you had that difficult conversation with that person. You said, this is what it's going to require. This is what it's going to take for me to be your dog groomer for a long period of time. Don't you want to be me to be your dog's caretaker for the rest of your dog's life? If we want to have a long and fruitful relationship that's mutually beneficial for all of us, especially your dog, this is what I'm going to require, you know? And then the client, now that you've been honest with them and you let them know clearly this is what I need for us to do business, your client will then feel comfortable enough to say, okay, well, can you work around this? Then they'll feel comfortable to voice their needs because you were honest enough to voice your needs clearly. um let's see here. You one guess it says that's absolutely horrifying. That someone could pursue a relationship by observing and studying you, knowing what to say, what to do to keep you completely. Yeah, that's what I asked. I was like, if you have to be fake to get something, do you really even want it? Like, um, it's it's not always easy to complete fair and ask clients commit to a schedule. Yeah, exactly. Because the fear is, what if they don't like me? What if I lose that business? Well, it's better to have them not like you and lose that business right up front by being clear about what you want rather than hiding what you want and holding it in just because you want to avoid that and then having to deal with it 5 7 years down the road when you're actually busy and successful and you have more clients than you can handle, and now you start firing people rudely because you're burned out, you're upset, you're angry, and you do it emotionally, and that's the thing. It's like, yeah, so even though it is difficult, you won't guess it says establish expectations in the beginning, avoid built up resentment and burning bridges in long term. I needed this advice. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I needed to know. Because had I really done that, I wouldn't be in the situation I am now. Not that it's not that I don't like the situation I am in now or anything. There's a Stoic philosophy that it's an idea, a concept, amor fati, love your fate, whatever it is, love it because it's your fate, it's your life, it's your story. Love it, it's your own, you know. And maybe this is not how it's supposed to go for someone else's story, but this is how it's going for me, and this is my fate, and I love it. Whatever's happening to me, I love it because I understand now, looking back at all of my failures and all of my difficulties and hardships and all the times I wanted to give up. Looking back at it now, it all connects. It all makes sense. I had to go through each one because without them, I wouldn't have changed. Because the lessons had to be painful. If it wasn't painful, it wouldn't have stuck. The lessons that we learn easy, they don't stick around. We forget them. But the lessons that come and they're painful, they force us to change. They force us to take a look at ourselves. So for me, I'm not saying this like, oh, I wish my fate was different. I'm saying this is where I am. I could be somewhere different now had I done different things in the past. But hey, the past is in the past. I can't go back there, right? I can't change the past. It's done. The future is uncertain. It hasn't happened yet. So why worry about that? All I can do is just focus on now. And right now, this is where I'm at. And I want to share the lessons that I've learned now through this painful experience to hopefully save another younger version of me, maybe a little slightly better looking. Okay, you'll get more opportunities that way. Maybe a little bit less talkative, maybe a little more cool and chill and more reserved. But hey, if you have some qualities that I have, ambition, drive, you have these hopes and dreams of trying to make something of your life, make something of your time here. If you're like that, then I know I'm sharing this because I know it's really hard and it's difficult. And I start shaking. I'll be honest with you. I start shaking whenever I know I'm about to have these difficult conversations with someone. But you got to have it right in the beginning, right in the beginning. And try not to be sarcastic like me. Because someone just texted me last week and they told me, hey, so and so, is my friend. They're my client. They're my friend. They gave me your information. Can you get my dog? Can I get my dog on your schedule? So I told him the soonest I can get them in was in August, right? And he was like, oh, just it's okay then. We were looking for someone to do it tomorrow, today or tomorrow. And I was like, what? Any good groomer is going to be not available today or tomorrow or any, next week even, like most groomers are booked out a week or two in advance. I'm booked out like a month in advance. Like what? and I don't take new clients usually, but I just fired 16. So now I'm open to the idea. So I said, yeah, I could take you in August. And he said, no, I need someone tomorrow, today or tomorrow. So now I'm mad. And now I'm irritated. And so I text him back and I said, good luck with that. Send. And then I felt even more mad. And I was like, and I know this is petty of me. And this happened just last week. So I'm not telling you I'm not sharing these lessons to you saying I've mastered any of this. I'm just saying this is stuff I'm working on right now. And you should be working on them too, because this is gonna save you a lot of trouble. But I texted them, good luck with that. And I just couldn't leave it alone because I'm brewing, I'm stewing inside now, you know. Now I'm so angry, right? And so I sent him another text and I told him, it's only your dog's health and well being where you're risking, but who cares, right? With the question mark. Yep, because that's how I do things. I wasn't covering my face in shame. I was simply just smoothing out my hair, baby, because that's how I roll. I don't care. So I didn't even type. So that's what happened. Yeah, and I need to work on that. So okay. It is good to let people know clearly what your expectations are and what you need to make the relationship work, right? But you don't have to be sarcastic or just don't be shitty about it. Come, let me. I'm trying to look for a better way to say it, but just don't be shitty about it, like me. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be shitty. Um, Helen Daniel says, I think that considering what you have been through, you have come out on top. You're an awesome groomer and inspirational to others. Just keeping you. Thank you, Helen Daniels. I appreciate that. For real. My past weird, no, I'm massive. I mean, I like to be honest. But yeah, I mean, so my mom, I remember telling my mom told me one time, you say you're being honest, but really you're being an asshole. And I was like, you're right. Oh, wow, you won't get. Thank you so much. Oh my God. I really appreciate that. It says, I appreciate you giving us your real world experience to learn from. I ordered your books on Amazon, The Art of Grooming and The Four Steps. Wow, thank you. Wow, and I'm looking forward to That's amazing. You won't guess it. Do you live in the United States? If you do, can you email me, junethegroomer at gmail.com? I'll send you a copy of each. That way, assigned. That way, the ones that you ordered, you can give to your friends or whoever, and you can keep the signed copy. But if you live outside the United States, I, I didn't know this until I promised somebody I would send them a copy of my book. But just to even ship it to like Spain or anywhere outside the country, like Tokyo or something, holy cow. So that's what I have to say. You won't guess it. I really appreciate that. And if you live here in the United States, I will send you two copies of a copy of each book. Let me see. Helen Daniel says, I have those books. They are a fantastic read. Wow, thank you so much, Helen. Oh my God. No, I mean, they're really not. Let's be honest. I read one review of my book, The Art of Grooming, on Amazon, and they were actually very, very kind and honest, but they're saying, the writing is very, what did they say, unpolished? It was like, it's like a very raw, it's that of a unpolished amateur or something like that, amateur author. And I was like, he's right. He's actually, absolutely, he nailed it on the head. Helen says, shame I'm in the UK. Oh, Helen. Yeah, oh man. You know what though? Um, you know what I could do is I could mail you a postcard, if you want, because I remember, or what I could do is I could rip the cover off of the paperback I have. I'll rip the cover off and sign the cover, the back of the cover, and I'll mail that to you because postcards and the cover of the book, those seem to be like no problem. It's not that expensive. It's reasonable. But for some reason, the book's not even that heavy. You've seen it, Helen. It's like 60 pages. It's not even that. It's not even that heavy of a book. But for some reason, it's like, dude, what if I was a drug dealer? You know what I'm saying? What if I was an international drug dealer and I'm trying to send like an ounce? You know what I'm saying? I'm not even talking pounds or QPs or nothing. I'm talking about an ounce of weed. What if I try to send an ounce of weed over to Tokyo? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to charge like what? No wonder weed is illegal in Tokyo. Well, weed's illegal everywhere, but you know, most places. You won't guess it. It says I'm in the US. You won't guess it. Email me, June the Groomer, Jun the Groomer at gmail.com. And make sure you put it in there that your account is you won't guess it, and that way I'll be like, who is this asking me for free books? Get out, get away from me. Um, let's see. Helen Daniel says that would be great. Thank you, Helen. Okay, so then email me your address, Helen. I'll do that. I'll rip the cover off, and then I'll sign it, and I mean, and really all. Holy cow, Terry. Terry's back. Terry, holy cow. Last time oh my God. Thank you so much, Terry. Terry says, I'm glad you're trying to find some peace within yourself, June. It's really hard to be self employed. I'm looking forward to reading your books. Oh my God, Terry. Terry, do you live in the United States? I mean, I said I owe you much more than just books. Guys, I don't know if you saw the live stream when I was doing the uncooperative poodle feed, but Terry super chatted me $100 that time. Like, oh my, I got so like flustered. My brain just stopped working for a second. It just like, and I couldn't even think straight. And I was like, what do I do? Like I almost wanted to just rip my shirt off, but then I was like, she probably gave me the money not to do stuff like that, like, hey, June, take yourself more seriously, like, so anyways, oh man, but thank you so much, Terry. And I really was joking. I actually said in that stream, every time I need some money, I'm just gonna go ahead and stream, and hopefully, Terry, I was so joking. I mean, I'm not joking about how much I appreciate you. Wow, thank you so much. And I'm gonna groom also tonight. I mean, not, I'm gonna stream later on tonight. Maybe around midnight. Is that good for you, Terry? What are you doing around midnight? So, what time zone are you? And also, how I'm. Okay, I gotta get going too. I gotta walk my dogs. Ariel Pagan says, I didn't know you had books. Definitely gonna get one now. No, so if you go to my website, junethegroomer.com, and just search in there free ebooks. Go on my website and there's like a little search tab, like where you could search within my website all the different blog articles I posted, because most of them are just a waste of time. So you don't want to sort through all of it. Just go to that little magnifying glass and type in free ebooks. And there's an article where I put how grateful I am for everybody that would even. I'm like, who am I? I'm no Stephen King. I'm not. Like what? And so for anybody that would the fact that anybody would even read my book, take their time, I feel grateful. So I made it available and I put it on my Google Drive, but the link, I made it so that anybody that has that link, they can download that ebook from my Google Drive. Or you can go to the Amazon Kindle store and look up The Art of Grooming or The 4 Steps to a Beautiful Groom, or just look me up, June S. Yoon, Junsyun. My parents probably had a sense of humor. They knew that would toughen me up. Give them a girl's name, and then make sure it rhymes with the last name. Let's give him more obstacles to overcome. Not just anxiety, not just depression, not just always feeling like people hate him, and not just his self-sabotaging, self-destructive behaviors. Let's also give him a strange name that rhymes. So that's what happened. Oh, you won't guess it. Awesome. I just got your email. Perfect. So I'm using my phone to stream because my laptop that I used to use to stream, like I explained. I don't want to say it got stolen, but I'm not going back to get it. That's for sure. But anyways, so this is my daughter's old laptop that wasn't really working that well for her anymore, and I see why. I can't stream. I can't run like new softwares and stuff. I can't get new updates. So this is good for just emails, Zoom meetings and stuff like that. Bare minimum, but I can't stream with that laptop. So I'm streaming with my phone because I can stream live through my phone. Um, let's see here. Terry K, I always try to watch you. California. California. Okay, anyways, don't ask me why I know that song. But yeah, Terry, seriously, email me, junethegroomer@gmail.com, and I really want to send you just something, like maybe it won't even be my book because that's, kind of pretentious. It's like, here you go. Let me show you how much I appreciate you. Here is my book, Terry. Like how narcissistic is that? Like self-grandizing, like, oh no, I'll go to the grocery store. I'll go to like Hallmark or something, and I will find a card and I'm gonna go through and read them. I'm gonna I'm gonna have to clear my schedule for this, Terry. Seriously, I'm gonna clear a day, and I'm gonna go there and spend at least a few hours. You know what I'm saying? If anyone even tries to come at me and tell me I'm spending too long there or loitering or anything like that, they're gonna know why some people say I have a bad temper. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, never mind the Domino's pizza. Yeah, they delivered it here because I'm gonna be here a while. Get off my back. Do you know who I am? Do you know who you're messing with right now? That's exactly how it's gonna go, Terry. Until I find the right card, and then once I make it out of jail, then that card's coming straight to you to California. All right, Ariel says, okay, will do. Awesome, Ariel. You won it, says Texas. Terry says, not necessary. Do you know I'll go to jail for you? Seriously. It's gonna happen. I'm going to Hallmark and I'm gonna do it anyways. The scene that I just played out for you, that's gonna happen anyways. So give me the address. Oh no, you know what? Maybe you're yeah, that's right. Because there are some strange people out there. I met one and I will show up at your door if you send me your address. You know what I'm saying? California, easy drive. From Georgia, easy drive. I'll make it. I'll be thinking about strange things the whole way. So yeah, there is that. So yeah, don't send me your address. That's probably the safer way. But Terry, let me know how I can. Oh man, I don't know. Reciprocate. Like, oh man, dinner ain't over till we both get our fortune cookie. I'm talking about. Anyways, no, that was stupid. Why did I say that? Um, but it's true, right? If you're eating Chinese, dinner literally can't be over till everybody gets their fortune cookie, right? I mean, come on. So Terry says, just speak your truth. That is my truth. So no one leaves the table till everyone gets their fortune cookie. Anyways, I'm rambling now and I'm ruining this stream. Sorry, guys. Let me get back on track. Just to summarize, um, even though it is uncomfortable, even though it is really difficult, and if you're like me and you second guess everything you say, and you're like my hands when I'm driving away after any kind of interaction with anyone, my hands grip the steering wheel, and then I have to remind myself to relax. Like, just what are you doing? Just breathe. Like, take it easy, son. What are you doing? You're gonna give yourself a heart attack. Do you want that? So I just remind myself, and my toes will be curled up tight too. Like, and I'm just like, dude, do you want to freaking get in an accident? Because you're like really tense, just relax. And that's anytime I have any kind of interaction with people and I drive away, I'm just like, why did I say that? Did I say, what if they think this? You know, so if you're like that, I know how difficult it can be to go into a conversation knowing you're going to have to bring up difficult topics, difficult subjects, things that you could disagree about, things that could possibly upset the other person, you know? But you've got to do it because it's going to save you years of heartache, difficulty, resentment, and possibly a big blow up. And anything can trigger it, like me, being overworked, burned out, and then meeting somebody that I thought I fell in love with, that I thought was true love. I mean, we even sang "Love Is an Open Door." Like, did the song, the singing, the chorus? No, I'm just kidding. We didn't. I tried to get her to, but I mean, it's hard to do a duet when I'm the only one singing and dancing, and she didn't even know the moves. That should have been a huge red flag. You don't even know the words and you don't know the moves. You don't know this song. We can't work out. I should have just had that difficult conversation. I should have taken my own advice right then and there. We can't move forward. You don't know love is an open door. You're not going to sing this with me. We can't work out. That was the first sign. You're right. You want to, you won't guess it. So, but yeah, I mean, but man, I fell for it. Like, I really feel Oh wow. It was just all kinds of emotion. I felt all of it. I felt angry with myself, with her. I felt embarrassed. I felt scared. Oh man, it was all kinds of emotions. Sad because I really did. So her little son, I won't say his name. Her 3-year old. I mean, he just fits so perfectly right here. I mean, he would just lay with me, and I would tell him stories that I heard when I was a kid that really, made a, impact on me, and like Aesop's fables, but Korean tales, that I heard when I was a child. And I was telling him these stories, I was holding him, and just, oh my God, I fell in love with her children. But I told her, like, dude, I can't be taking on 4 more kids. I got 2 kids of my own. I'm not trying to take on a new family. But I fell in love with them. But here's the thing, her little 3-year-old, right? He goes, "I like you," and I was like, "Oh, thank you." I was like, "Thank you so much. That means so much to me." I was like, "I like you too." He goes, "Yeah, I like everybody." And I had started cracking up. I mean, I never laughed so hard in my life because a 3-year-old just burned me, and he had no idea that he burned me so hard, and like he didn't even know how good that burn was, because the weight. I mean, at 3 years old, he has that comedic pause. He's an artist. He's a genius. But he's like, "I like you." I said, "Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that makes me feel so good." Yeah, I like everybody. Like, you're not special. I like everybody. Anyways, yeah, it just made me laugh so hard. But yeah, man, it was the longest week of my life. Wow. But yeah, I don't, man. But I mean, what are you gonna do? Things happen. Life sucks. You know, and shit happens. And life gets shitty, and that's just it. And that's okay, right? And that's really helping me to just accept that. Mark Manson said it best, I think, when he said, looking for a positive experience, the pursuit of a positive experience is in itself a negative one. And paradoxically, accepting one's negative experience is in itself a positive one, you know? So accepting, I've really been working on that, is just practicing acceptance, just accepting, not just accepting, but loving my fate, amor fati, right? Because memento mori, which is the other stoic concept that I really am embracing, memento mori, just reminding yourself that you're gonna die soon. So yeah, what I went through was shitty. It was hard. It was difficult. But once I die, everything's over anyway. So yeah, I might as well just go through it. I'm here. I can handle it. Give me all of it. The good experiences, the bad experiences. Give me all of it. I want the full human experience while I'm here. I kind of look at it that way now. And I love my fate now. Everything that happened to me, I love it. Bring it on. I can handle it. It's like Jim Rohn says, you go to a symphony, to watch the orchestra play. You pay good money, you get all dressed up, you're there, you're feeling fancy, and they only play the high notes. It's just the violins and the flutes, and all the nice, pleasant high notes. You'd be like, "What the hell, man? You know, I got dressed up for this. I paid a lot of money for those tickets. What are you doing? Give me the bass, give me the cellos, give me the clash of the percussion. I can handle it. Don't just give me all the nice, pleasant high notes. I'm not here for that. Give me the whole orchestra. I can handle it. That's why I'm here. Give me the full catastrophe of life, right? Bring it on. I'm here. I can take it, right? Amor fati. I love it. Memento mori. And I'm gonna die soon. Soon this will all be over anyways. Let's see how it ends, right? Why end it prematurely? Why not see how it ends? Why not see how this story plays out? And it doesn't have to be a great story. It just has to be my story. It has to be meaningful to me. That's it. So really think about what would make your life meaningful to you. What would make you happy? What would make you at the end of your life say, wow, the wear and tear of living was worth the price I paid for it because I made something of my time here? What is that? Because the wear and tear of living is not worth the price we pay for it unless you're actually making something of your time here because it sucks otherwise. Life is full of suffering and pain and disappointment. Let's make it mean something so that we're not just suffering in vain, so that our suffering and our pain can be worse. It wasn't for nothing. It's worth something that we went through that. If it's just by sharing it like I am right now, hey, dude, I fucked up. Don't fuck up like I did. Or you can, but don't be surprised. This is what I went through, right? And others as well before me. And guess what? I read about their stories and I didn't listen. I thought I was special, but it turns out I'm not. Same things happen to everyone. It rains on the rich and the poor. I thought problems were special gifts reserved just for the poor. I found out, now that I work for the rich, problems come to the rich and the poor. The difference is the problems that the rich people deal with, they're problems that money can't even fix. I heard once, if you have problems that can be solved with $30,000 or less, you've got no problems. And I realized I've got no problems. So be clear about what you want out of life, out of your business, out of your day, out of your relationships, so that you can be clear and have those difficult conversations with the people that you need to have those conversations with. And at least it won't be so uncomfortable because you'll at least be prepared because you've given some thought about what it is you need and what you want. So once you've given it some thought and now you're clear on what you need and what you want, now those conversations, even though they are difficult, they're not impossible and they don't have to be so uncomfortable because at least you're prepared. You've done the work because you know clearly what you want, and now you just have to state it clearly. I hope that made sense. I hope this helps. And hey, tomorrow's Monday. It's another week. Carpe diem. Now I'm serious, like, dude, this guy knows Latin. This guy is throwing around all these Latin terms. Hell yeah, baby. This is how it feels to be learned. Now I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm so ignorant. Anyways, but yeah, if an ignorant guy like me can enjoy my life, what's stopping you from enjoying yours? I gotta go walk my dogs. Tomorrow is a new week. Let's go get it, guys. Carpe diem. We only have one shot at this life, right? Maybe we'll come back in another lifetime. Who knows, right? I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt that said, I don't believe in reincarnation, but I may have in another lifetime.